Walking into a restaurant smelling that delicious smell of food wafting your way, you waited all day for this and you're finally able to just sit down and relax and enjoy a meal. Your server comes up to you and greets you with a friendly face, makes small talk with you, asks how your day was going, order your food, she gets your drinks out to you really quickly, and then you wait, 10, 15 minutes and your food comes out and you're just so excited to eat that Alfredo you've been waiting for all day, and you grab a huge bite of those noodles and you eat it and it's cold and it's gross and you spit it back out. No one wants to eat cold noodles and you're not very happy about it because you waited all day for this, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal to get out some hot Alfredo. So you call the waitress over and she's rude to you. She doesn't apologize. She says she'll get it out whenever she can. So you ask for a manager because that's not how it should be handled. And they come out and they're really apologetic and they get it out to you soon. They take it off of your bill so you don't have to pay for that, and then they give you a coupon to invite you back. That is great, but the server was rude. How would one normally tip that server? I personally would give her a 10% tip. Being a waitress myself for over 2 years, that's never service I would give to any of my guests, and I don't think anyone else would appreciate it either. I asked my classmates what they tip waitresses and why, and most of them said 15 to 20%, but only if the service was amazing. If the server was really nice and friendly and everything went great, and if there was an issue, she took care of it and apologized, and got a manager out there and it was handled appropriately. Waitresses depend on their tips as 100% of their income, and no server is going to get a 20% tip acting rude. And if a server does want 20% tips, there are 3 steps that they can follow. One is greeting the table correctly and getting the order in correctly and making the guests feel welcome. The second step would be making sure that the food comes out promptly, that there are no problems with it. If there is a bad situation that happens from that, take care of it very efficiently and be apologetic and get it fixed as quick as possible. And third, in the end, after the food and everything has been fixed, make sure that it's still going okay. Refill drinks, get desserts if they need them, and then get the checks out there and invite them back. No server should ever be rude to a customer because you wouldn't treat someone like that in your own home, and that's basically what they are. They're coming in to get service from you and you need to be polite. The first step would be greeting the table. The guest should never sit there for more than 2 minutes. And you should go up to the table and greet them. Ask them how their day is, see if there's a drink you can get them right away while they look at the menu. Be knowledgeable about your menu. A server should always know their menu exactly. They should know where the shrimp is located, where steaks are located, where appetizers are, where Alfredos are, wherever anything is. And they should always know what comes with that. Does a salad come with it? A potato and a vegetable, or just a potato? Can you substitute things? Be knowledgeable about the menu. The more questions that you can't answer is more time wasted while you're trying to find the answer. In order to keep that orders, accurate and correct, waitresses should always write down in their book, which most restaurants give out, like this. There's numbered guests 1 through 4, and at the top there's a table that shows you who guest 1 is and 2. Guest 1 is the one closest to the server on their left, and then next to them is guest 2, and across from 2 is 3, and then closest to the server on the right is guest number 4. This book is really handy, and every server should have something like this because it guides accuracy. If every single person at the table gets a brown soda and then, the lady closest to you asks you for a refill, you shouldn't have to ask them what the refill was. You should already know. And that's what's really nice about these books, is that you can see that, oh, that lady's guest 1 and she ordered a Diet Coke. It's not a Coke, it's not a Dr. Pepper, and you don't have to ask. You know exactly what it is. Writing down neatly is also really important. Here, you can clearly see that it says water, Sprite, and Coke. And then all of the order of the food is written down really neat, so you know exactly what the guest wants. That helps with accuracy as well. Unlike this one, it's all abbreviated, and even a server might get back and put their order in and not even know what they wrote down, and it can cause a lot of problems. It might cause an issue. You just wrote down the wrong thing, or you thought that you wrote down one thing and it was really another, so you put the order in and the meal comes out and everyone at the table gets the right thing except for one person. and then they have to sit there and wait for their meal while everyone else gets to eat. Well, that causes a bunch of problems. There's a bad situation right there. And what a server needs to go up there and be really apologetic and sincere about it. I'm so sorry, that was my fault, I didn't put it in correctly. Take the blame yourself, don't blame it on other people, it's not their fault, it's yours. And, get it out as soon as possible. Definitely let a manager know, because a manager can take it off their bill and not make them pay for it. They can give them a coupon to invite them back and maybe have a better experience the next time. Word of mouth is the fastest way information travels, and for restaurants, it travels really fast, because if someone asks you, oh, where would you like to go to eat, they're not going to say, the place where you got really bad service. They're going to go to a place where they know they're going to get treated correctly. Once the situation is corrected, it's always important to check back. Check back and make sure their drinks are refilled, that their food is still warm, and they're enjoying it. And before you drop off a check, you want to make sure that they don't need desserts, that they don't need boxes, that they're not waiting 10 minutes for their check. Drop off their check as soon as possible. That's really important, so they're not waiting to leave. Most people get really annoyed when they have to wait a while to leave. It's definitely important to invite your guests back. Let them know that you're really happy that they were out there. If they're celebrating a birthday, thanks so much for celebrating your birthday, here with us. We really enjoyed it. It was fun to sing for you, Whatever you can do to just let them know that you actually were happy that they were your guest at your table. And definitely invite them back. Hopefully you'll be back next year for your birthday, or maybe we'll see you in a couple weeks just because you couldn't come out. Just make sure that they're you're really letting them know that you enjoyed them. And if a server follows the 3 steps of greeting your table, being knowledgeable about the menu, handling situations, whether they're good or bad, and appropriately, and inviting them back, letting the guests know that you were happy they're there, and refilling drinks and stuff like that, they're definitely going to get a 20% tip.